The smell of whiskey hit me first. Not the smooth, comforting kind I used to pour on Friday nights. No, this one smelled bitter, like defeat. I stared at the glass in my hand, the amber liquid trembling as much as I was. The factory I'd built with my own hands, the life I thought I'd secured for my family, gone. Just numbers on a page, debts, and broken promises. I sank into the chair, my back aching from years of labor I thought would protect us. That's when I saw it, an envelope tucked under the table, not there before. My name scrawled in my son's handwriting. For when you finally realize the truth. My stomach turned cold. I picked it up slowly, almost afraid to know what it contained. Inside, a single sheet of paper folded neatly, like a calm before a storm. My son's words hit me like a punch to the chest. You're a failure. Dad, you were supposed to protect us, but you couldn't even keep us safe from losing everything. Maybe now you'll understand. I laughed bitterly, but it wasn't real laughter. It was hollow. And then I heard it, a faint click from the door behind me. My son, standing there, arms crossed, eyes cold, watching. Not a word, just watching. I swallowed hard. Why are you doing this? He didn't answer. He only smiled slightly, a cruel twist that made my skin crawl. In that moment, I realized this wasn't about the factory, not really. This was personal. He wanted me to feel powerless. I tried to stand, to reach out, but my legs shook, my chest tightened, and then it hit me. The first wave of pain, like knives pressing into my ribs. Heart attack. My vision blurred. My son's face became a shadowy blur. I tried to call for help, but my voice barely escaped. And then I saw him, calm, silent, standing there as if nothing mattered, while I fought for every breath. I thought I was dying, and maybe, in a way, I was. Not just my heart, but my trust, my hope, my pride. When I woke, the first thing I noticed was the beeping, the relentless, cold beep of a hospital monitor. My chest still ached, and the taste of metal lingered in my mouth. I tried to sit up, only to feel the tubes and wires holding me down. Panic surged. And then I saw him, my son, sitting by the bed, scrolling on his phone, completely calm. Not a single word of concern, not even a glance. Why aren't you helping me? I croaked. He looked up, smirk playing on his lips. I am helping you. I'm making sure you feel it, Dad. All of it. All of it. Those words echoed in my mind like a verdict. All of it? What had I done to deserve this? My heart raced, not just from the lingering pain, but from fear. Fear of what he had planned, what he was capable of. I realized I was trapped, not by wires or walls, but by someone I thought I knew. The nurse came in, a blur in the white lights of the room, but he waved her off with a casual motion. She left, confused, unaware of the storm brewing in that room. You should have seen the look on Mom's face when I called her. She thought you'd survive. She hoped. My chest tightened even more. Hoped? They didn't know. No one knew. The betrayal cut deeper than the illness, the pain, the hospital bed. I tried to speak, to reason, to beg, but my words faltered. And in that silence, I understood. He wasn't just punishing me for failing him. He was exposing the truth I had buried. The truth about how fragile our lives were, and how easily everything could crumble. Then, the moment I'd been dreading came. My son pulled something from his pocket,
A small, innocuous-looking device. My blood ran cold when I realized what it was. My phone. The one I had trusted him with. You wanted to call for help? Too late. I stared at him, belief freezing my thoughts. My own son, watching me struggle, holding my lifeline. And just like that, I knew nothing would ever be the same. Not our family, not our trust, not even me. Would you fight for survival if the person you loved the most was silently rooting for your downfall?
The device in his hand wasn't just my phone. It was a recording. Every word I had ever spoken, every secret, every regret was there. And he had listened. Every moment of my life, every private thought, captured and ready to be unleashed. You always think you know your children, he said, voice calm, almost gentle. But you don't. Not really. I tried to move, tried to reason, tried to reach him, but my body was weak, and the reality hit me like a freight train. I was powerless, completely at his mercy. Then he did something I'll never forget. He leaned in close, so close I could see the faint tremor in his hands, just barely visible. I'm not doing this because I hate you, he whispered. I'm doing this because you never saw me. You never really looked. Everything clicked. The forgotten birthdays, the ignored cries for attention, the moments I'd dismissed as trivial, they had piled up, invisible to me, but not to him. And then he pressed a button. The monitor in my room went silent, the lights flickered, and the recorded voice began to play. My own voice, admitting every fear, every mistake, every moment of weakness. I realized, with a cold shiver, that my private world had become a weapon in his hands. I felt rage, fear, shame, all crashing down at once. But just as suddenly, he smiled. I wanted you to understand, to feel what it's like to be unseen, to be powerless. Before I could respond, the nurses returned. Someone had called security. The device was snatched from his hand, but the damage was done. I had been forced to confront the truth about my son, about myself, and about how fragile the line between love and fear really is. He didn't resist. He just looked at me one last time, eyes full of something I could never name. Then he was gone. I was left alone in that hospital room, heart pounding, body trembling, but with one horrifying realization. The person I had raised was now someone I didn't know, and the truth, it had shattered me. What would you do if the person you loved most became your greatest fear, and you realized the truth too late?